Welcome to Shantalakshmi IAS. In this video, we will discuss the MCQs of today's current affairs. First question, consider the following statements regarding the Chief of Defence Staff. As we know that recently our Chief of Defence Staff is passed away, okay? And Chief of Defence Staff, he is a 4-star officer and he is the member of Chiefs of Staff Committee, National Security Council, Defense Acquisition Council, Defense Planning Committee, Nuclear Command Authority, Defense Cyber Agency, Defense Space Agency. He is the member of all these committees or councils, okay? And he reports to the Ministry of Defense, okay? And he is appointed by the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet. And 3 years is his term of office or until the age of 65, whichever comes first. The Chief of Defence Staff is the military advisor to the Nuclear Command Authority, which is chaired by the Prime Minister. And the CDS will function as the principal military advisor to the Defence Minister, okay? He is the principal military advisor to the Defence Minister and also the permanent chairman of Chiefs of Staff Committee. And the newly created department under the Ministry of Defense, Department of Military Affairs, is also headed by the Chief of Defense Staff. And if you come to the question, here the incorrect statements, wrong statements are asked, and 3 statements are given, okay? First, Department of Military Affairs is headed by CDS. This statement is true. As you see that Department of Military Affairs is headed by the CDS. CDS won't exercise any military command over 3 service chiefs. Actually, the purpose of CDS is to coordinate these 3 wings of, okay, to coordinate the 3 wings, Air Force, Navy, and the Army, okay, and not exercising military command over these service chiefs, okay. So this statement is also correct. CDS is the military advisor to the Nuclear Command Authority. Okay, you have seen that he is the military advisor to the Nuclear Command Authority. Okay, so this statement is also correct. And the incorrect statements are asked. So none of the above are wrong. So the answer is D. Among the following cities, which one lies furthest to the Tropic of Cancer? This is a map-based question. Okay, as you know that this tragic incident is happened in the Konur Ghat, okay, and here he's asking the furthest cities to the Tropic of Cancer, okay, and 4 cities are given: Konur, Ooty, Nainital, Mussoorie. So you know that Nainital and Mussoorie lies in the northern part of India, and Konur, Ooty lies in the southern part of India. You can see the here Tropic of Cancer. This is Tropic of Cancer, and Nainital and Mussoorie lies in this area, and Konur and Ooty lies in this area. So relatively, Nainital and Mussoorie are closer to the Tropic of Cancer. So we can eliminate these 2 options, and we have to decide between Konur and Ooty. Okay, here you can see that Konur is little bit south of the Ooty. So we can conclude that Ooty is relatively closer to the Tropic of Cancer than Konur. So Konur is the farthest city to Tropic of Cancer, and the answer is A, Konur. Okay, generally the UPSC asks these kind of questions. It doesn't ask, okay, where is the chopper crash happened, okay, it doesn't ask this kind of questions. This is how you have to analyze that topic. Okay, third question, consider the following statements regarding the MSMEs, micro, small, medium enterprises. This is taken from the PIB. MSMEs, micro enterprise, small and medium. Micro enterprise, an enterprise will be called as micro enterprise if its investment in plant and machinery or equipment is not more than 1 crore and its annual turnover is not more than 5 crore. Likewise, if the investment in plant and machinery of any enterprise is not more than 10 crore and if its annual turnover is not more than 50 crore, then it will be called as a small enterprise. And medium enterprise, if its investment is in plant and machinery is not more than 50 crore and its all annual turnover is not more than 250 crore. These are the revised definitions of MSME. Okay. The schemes related to MSMEs are market promotion and development scheme, a revamped scheme of fund for regeneration of traditional industries, Koir Vikas Yojana, export market promotion, domestic market promotion, trade and industry related functional support services, national manufacturing competitiveness program. All these are the schemes that are related to the MSMEs. Okay. Come to the question, enterprises whose turnover is not more than 5 crore are small industries. Actually, if the annual turnover of an enterprise is not more than 5 crore, then they will be called as micro enterprise. Okay, so the statement is wrong. National Manufacturing Competitiveness Program is related to MSMEs. This statement is true. Okay, this program is related to MSME. So this is correct. And the correct statements are asking only 2 is correct. So the answer is B. Okay. Fourth question, which of the following country shares a border with Black Sea? This is taken from the today's newspaper. Recently, Ukraine is in the news. Okay. So it is essential to know the bordering countries or a little bit about the geography of Ukraine. Okay, Ukraine is bordered with the Black Sea. Okay, it shares a border with the Black Sea, and the countries like Turkey, Bulgaria, Ukraine, Russia, Georgia, Romania, all these shares a border with Black Sea. This is how the UPSC asks questions. Okay, this is a map-based question. It doesn't ask directly. So there is a technique to remember these countries. Turkish burger. Okay, Turkish, it means Turkey. Burger. B, Bulgaria. U, Ukraine, Russia, Georgia, and Romania. This is a mnemonic to remember the bordering countries of Black Sea. And if you come to the question, which of the following countries shares a border with Black Sea? And here only Ukraine shares a border with Black Sea. Okay, we have seen that only Ukraine shares a border with Black Sea, and so the answer is A. It will be helpful if you make a note of the important water bodies, okay, and the bordering countries of that water bodies. Okay, because many times UPSC have asked questions of this kind. Okay, next question, consider the following statements regarding the Sampan. Okay, this is taken from the PIB. And Sampan is an acronym for System for Accounting and Management of Pension. Okay, Sampan is a software. Through this software, it will help in the timely disbursement of pensions to lakhs of pensioners of the telecom department. Okay, the pensioners of telecom department, they will be helped by this software through timely disbursement of pensions. Okay, and it also helped in the faster settlement of pension cases, and it made the accounting very easy. Okay, and the benefits are like timely settlement of pension cases, provision of e-pension payment order, and okay, it will give the payment history for that pensioners, and also online submission of grievances and timely SMS alerts. Every year a question with regard to the government scheme is asked. So if any new initiatives like this comes in the news, then we must make a note of that. So come to the question, the Sampan software is a comprehensive pension management system. This statement is true. It is a comprehensive pension management system. Okay, it is implemented under the Ministry of Communications. Yes, this is also true because it is implemented under the Ministry of Communications. And the correct statements are asked. Both 1 and 2 are correct, and the answer is C. Okay, and that's for today. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe.